MS book this morning, which, because of summer holiday and Olympic Games, has been, I think, Euro 2016, the football tournament. I can't remember the life of me who won it. It was Germany and no, it was Portugal. Yeah, Portugal won it with the what do you call it? The substitute scoring the winning goal because Ronaldo was injured by a tackle that busted his knee. So I do remember. So Euro 2016, summer holiday, trip to Sweden, and now the Olympic Games. They have wreaked havoc on my what do you call it? MS book reading. I've still been looking into things and being active, but considerably less than when I was just working. No sports events were ongoing. But now I picked it up this morning and I'm reading this Overcoming Multiple Sclerosis book, evidence-based study or something like that. I can't remember the title of it. But there, for the first time, I found a drug that received halfway positive remarks, and it was, what the funny thing was, I was reading through the book and then it says, an Israeli developed drug, and well, I think the good stuff comes out of Israel, and they, if you look at Israelis and the Nobel Prizes that that country has won in comparison to its population size compared to the entire population of the world, it is just absolutely overwhelming. So I thought, interesting. And the drug was called Copac, or the commercial name of the thing was called Copaxone, and it had long-term effects on disease progression, and the longer you took it, the better the results were, which was surprising because I thought that up till now I thought that all drugs were basically, they had no effect on long-term disease progression. The potent substance in this is something called galantamine. I can't pronounce it, but it's, look up Copaxone and then you'll find what it is. But anyway, the study said that the long-term effects of that drug is disease modifying, which is the first I've heard. And now I'm trying to persuade my wife so that the whole family would look at the starch solution. It's a book by John McDougall, and it talks about how all societies, basically throughout history, that we're the only society that has been predominantly meat eaters, and because of that we get all sorts of weird diseases. And his remedy is starch-based diet, because from that you get energy, and then you avoid all the ill effects of meat and dairy, which which in his opinion are the epitome of evil.
Talk with you again, because a vision softly creeping.
Yesterday at Rebecca's birthday, there was a funny incident. I was flicking through my phone, sitting on the sofa. Everybody was talking, but I just, for some reason, flicked through my phone through the news. And I'm a person who pretty much wants to hear the news whenever it occurs. And I saw that a Finnish, what is kolmiloikka? Triple jump. That's not the name, but it's something like that. She had made to the finals, and we had a guest visiting who used to participate in triple jump. Yes, a Finn got through. I was, hey, did you hear the news? And pretty much spoiled that she had recorded all the proceedings of the Olympic Games, and now I did a proper spoiler. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to spoil it, but that's what I did. Let's see how the Finn does in the final. But it's been absolutely horrible, the games. There was just the statistics released that Finland overall, per capita, has won the most gold medals, and I think Estonia was second, but yeah, it was pretty much the small nations that dominated the top of the table. And but now Finland is just, it's a sad story.
And the vision that was planted in my brain.
Nowadays, when cycling to work or back from work, I'm like an invalid when I jump off my bike. My walking is horrible. So now the theory is either it's because my condition has deteriorated more than I hoped for, or then I'd require a bit more of exercise to feel better. But we're still in the situation where after a while it gets better. I feel better when I've sat down for a minute or taking it easy for some time. But no numbness, no fatigue. It's just that I'm walking on stick legs. Not good.
The sound of silence. In restless dreams I walked alone.
So, this being a diary, I need to report that a thing that has bothered me for now some time, and the mind always goes through explanations and why this is and what's causing it and stuff like that, but I'm losing my power in my left hand. It's horribly weak, and now flicking with the remote and trying to do stuff like that with it, it's not good. I mentioned this when I carried the plate in the restaurant. When I'm carrying grocery bags, the power still seems to be there, but dexterity and these, I don't know what it is, but it feels unpleasant. Brought the book now that I remember what it is: Overcoming Multiple Sclerosis, an evidence-based guide to recovery, Professor George Jelinek. And one of the things that he lists here is viruses as a potential cause. He's not the first one talking about viruses being the reason for MS. Don't know. Herpes, Epstein-Barr virus. And then one of the things that I'm very pleased to report is that I have had, since I've changed my diet into a vegetarian and low-fat one, I can't remember when I last had a serious attack of fatigue. Here actually is the reason why I'm keeping this diary is as priorities that an MS patient should have, and one of this is commit to an ongoing process of exploring and resolving emotional and spiritual dis-ease and resolving unfinished business. This may be facilitated by keeping a diary, talking to friends or counselors, attending MS group and meditating. So, for some reason, keeping a diary felt most natural to me. Accept the diagnosis and the associated grief. I feel that I'm being able to do that. Determine that you'll do whatever it takes to get well. Determining, and I would most likely be fairly much more extreme in the steps I've taken, but given that I have a family and kids and stuff like that, I can't go all out. But I'm doing whatever I can at the moment to get well. Then commit to an ongoing process, which the diary is one of, and then and embrace your recovery program as a new way of life to get well. This is a new thing still. It was last Christmas that I had the. So we're coming up on a year now of this. It clearly brings sadness. I look at the gymnasts at the Olympics. I'm not saying that I could have ever done that. I'm not saying that. But the idea or the thought previously, it was in the back of your head that, yeah, I could do that with a bit of training. I could do something in that vein. No longer. It's an impossibility, even the thought of it. So those were the priorities, and then there's recovery program, a diet and supplements, a plant-based whole food diet plus seafood, avoiding saturated and altered fats, omega-3 fatty acids in 20 grams, 20 milliliters a day, or flaxseed oil, or fish oil, or in fish. I'm doing cod liver oil, flaxseed oil, and then I eat a ton of fish. To be honest, the amount of fish that I consume, I think most people would say that don't do it. It's you eat too much, because fish nowadays has contaminants in them. But you know, that's one of the things where I'm not as rigorous as I could be, because the family, they like to have some protein. Then it talks about B group vitamins or B12 supplements, this I am taking. Vitamin D, it talks about 5,000 international units. I'm taking 20,000 international units. It's sometimes a bit more even than that. With those amounts, what I've read, you need to go and have your blood work checked, and I'm going to have it now. I think in a month's time or so I'm going to get my blood work, and then they'll check all the vitals that might go wrong, because the doctor ordered these supplements to me, so then the blood work will be in conjunction to the supplements that I'm taking. Meditation, 30 minutes a day. I do not do meditation. Maybe I should. I think prayer, I don't do that enough, but still, that is a different thing for me than meditation, but yeah. Exercise 20 to 30 minutes, preferably at least 5 times a week. Well, now I'm exercising, I would say, about 20 minutes twice a day when I cycle to work, back and forth to work. And sometimes I even make the route a bit longer. And then on weekends I cycle. Friday's my home office day, so then I don't necessarily do cycling, but then I try. If the weather's horrible, then I make excuses, but I try to make 1 hour exercise on the days that I don't cycle to work. So I nail that on the head. And medication, take one of the disease modifying drugs regularly. They're not giving me any drugs, and well, now I found one of the drugs here that I mentioned at the start of the video that could be a potential drug, but the Finnish, they don't give you anything if they diagnose you as primary progressive. So enough said. But anyway, regardless of whether my or Finnish neurologist give my any pills, Jesus is king.
Neath the halo